My name's Adam. I'm a longtime friend of the Roloffs, and I will say it's really nerve-wracking me up here, but if you got something to say, come up here and say it now. I've been to too many funerals where I didn't go up, and I regretted it after, so if you got something to say, you know, there's nothing to lose. Colton was a great presence for me, for so many people. I just remember, like, in January, the start of this year, we were just talking about, like, the snowplow that we got at Princess Auto, and it was like $260. We got the best deal on this thing. He was so excited to, like, get this thing on his quad, and I was like, yeah, man, like, you know, he's the only person that I could get excited about a snowplow with, you know? He's kind of like, that's the kind of dad kind of mentality that he had, you know, like, and I just remember, you know, we were just talking about this, I just told him to come grab it, and he was just, like, super excited that we got him this crazy price. And you know, another thing about Colton, you know, I always remember that he had like you know, booming voice. He was like so, like, when he was in a room, you know, he was there. You know, he just had such a powerful voice and an electric smile. And you know, like you know, other people in his family might say different, but whenever I saw him, I never seen the guy mad or sad ever. You know, like he was always so optimistic. He was always just like, you know, top energy, and you know, that just kind of showed, I think, how much of a man he was. That even if he was struggling through stuff inside, he never showed it. At least to me, maybe to his close family he did, but you know, I never got to see that side of him. And he always just seemed so strong. And again, I think that's just a testament to kind of the man he was. His love for his family and his dog, you know, like I always just remember seeing him with Cliff, and just like he's just the best dad for him. You know, always just had the best energy with the dog. And another thing that I was kind of thinking about is kind of like, you know, a lot of people call it, you know, it's a funeral, but I kind of like to think about it as like a celebration of life. You know, we're here to celebrate the fact that we got to meet Colton, and that we got to, you know, feel his energy, and rather than like, you know, be sad that he's gone, be happy that we actually got to meet the guy and you know, talk to him. And I'm so thankful for that. You know, and another thing, you know, Colton was living every man's dream. He shot out a boy in the first try, first tee. No, you know, like that's every man's dream, first try. So, you know, I know Colton would have been the greatest dad ever. You know, him and Daryl ripping out, and Glenn ripping out on the dirt bikes. Like, you know, I just know Colton would have been the best dad ever. And again, you know, he hit the lotto. Yeah, it gives me comfort knowing that there's also such a great family behind him, you know, all of you guys, the amazing support. You know, like most of my family's overseas, and you know, like being a part of the Roloff family during my life has given me like a second family, and it really like means a lot to me. You know, it shows me another like level of family I would have never seen otherwise, because all my family's gone. I can't just, you know, get 100 of my family in one room. You know, like this is crazy. It's amazing. So you guys are all blessed to have such an amazing like group of people together. And you know, also for Colton, you know, like I started tattooing when I was young, and he was supporting me since day one. You know, he was always getting me clients, and always wanted to come for the next piece and this one and that one. You know, he was always so supportive of my dream, and you know, he was definitely like a big stepping stone like with me to help me get to where I am today. So. Yeah, so another thing, Colton got a tattoo from me, one of the first ones he got from me. It was like a skull, and under it said, "Take the risk or lose the chance." And I remember Colton getting this, and I was like, dude, like how did you, like why, like it was just such an amazing quote, and like, you know, I was so like captivated by it that I actually ended up getting the whole thing tattooed on my own chest, like all across it. I just love the quote. It just like meant so much to me. You know how like the polarity of life, how there's the, you know, the good and the bad, and you know, yeah, it's basically, you know, you either gotta take the risk or you're gonna lose the chance. And you know, there was so long where I was like trying to, especially like after Colton passed away, I was trying to figure out, you know, like what's the connection? Like what does this quote mean? You know, like what does it mean to mine and Colton's connection? And you know, I kind of like in the end, I think the only thing that I figured out is like, you know, if you're feeling bad, or like, you know, like if you don't like take the risk to make yourself better in life, you don't take that risk to like improve yourself, like you may lose the chance. You may lose that chance to make yourself better, and you know, like you might never get that back. You know, you only have one life, and I think that's the thing I kind of figured out. And I always have part of Colton like right with me, right on my heart, just because I have this exact same quote that he on his arm. So again, I think that's kind of like what I take away from the fact that we have that same thing is that, if you don't like take the risk to be the better person, to go that next step and try to like be the best potential person that you can be, then you may lose the chance forever. So it's so important. And the last couple things I gotta say is that, they say every person dies 2 deaths. The first death is when your lungs stop beating, and that's the last breath that you ever take. But the second, you have a second death. And the second is when someone on this earth says your name for the very last time. And that's when you actually die. That's when you actually leave this planet, is when someone says your name for the very last time. So I think Colton might have gone through his first death, but his second death has not come yet. And I think, just by, talking about Colton and just being a good person every day and just like holding doors for old ladies or just smiling at people, thinking about things that Colton would do, that really, I think that's some way that we can keep Colton alive forever, and we keep him in our minds and our hearts. He can live forever with us. And I'm so blessed to be able to have met him. And I know when I look at the sky on a beautiful day like today, that Colton's over there, smiling down at all of us right now. And I'll always see him smiling down at me when I look at the sky. So I miss you, Colton. Rest in peace, and we love you.